Is Nerf Elite 2.0 worse than we thought? What is the Nerf Rival Saturn? From Nerf throwing shade at other companies to a blaster that shoots around corners, I'll be covering everything you need to know about these 5 leaked Nerf blasters and much more. Here we have a photo of our second leaked Elite 2.0 blaster, the Nerf Elite 2.0 Trio TD3. Unfortunately, with the more Elite 2.0 leaks we get, the less optimistic I get, and I'm going to explain why with this picture. The Trio is kind of everything we expected it to be. It has that pull down handle and essentially is like a triad but with a vertical barrel system. The color scheme? It looks better than the Commander, I can say that. And the packaging has this metallic blue, electric blue color, and I really like the design for it. And we see that it comes with 6 darts instead of just 3. And that right there concludes everything I like about this photo. Everything is going downhill from here. It looks like they will be including regular Elite darts and a different paint job with just the colors reversed. And that right there is the nail in the coffin for any hope that we'll see a new Elite dart. It just looks like they're going to be using the same crappy Elite darts that they introduced back in 2012. That was 8 years ago. And that right there is really frustrating for me. If you look closely, I'm pretty sure that the Trio is a gray trigger version of this blaster. In a nutshell, that means weaker blasters in certain countries that have more strict toy gun laws. Okay, so let's do the conversion. It says up to 21 meters in range. You turn that into feet, and that is around 70 feet. Literally the same ranges as Elite. The blaster itself looks decent, but I'm still struggling to see why this is called Elite 2.0. Not that long ago, we caught wind of the Nerf Fortnite IR, which was a leaked listing on a website, and we finally have our first look at this blaster. Here is the Fortnite IR, and gosh darn, it mirrors this pretty darn well. It has the classic rev trigger here, which most likely means it's going to be a Strife reskin. We have a 6-dart magazine with a different design compared to the N-Strike series, a tactical rail on top, and a detachable shoulder stock. This looks like a solid piece of plastic. I don't think it articulates. Here we have the box art for the blaster. I believe this is only the second Fortnite blaster to have a majority white color scheme, and it looks fantastic in my eyes. Kind of gives me Stormtrooper vibes. I think the design team totally nailed what you're going for here. You have something that looks like a rifle, you have some parts that look serious, and some parts that are more cartoonish. And I think it's a good mix of both. I don't know the original source of these photos, but it seems like Nerf Taiwan found a listing somewhere, and he says that they will retail for $50. I don't know if that's in USD, and it's really hard to say if that's actually its real price right now. But seeing the price trends of Fortnite blasters, I could totally see this being in the $40 to $50 range. And of course, if you're enjoying this, click subscribe. You can help me make more Nerf content that way. On this French website, which has previously leaked some of the upcoming Nerf Hyper and Elite 2.0 blasters, we also have a listing for another unknown blaster called the Fortnite DG. I actually found this after making the last Nerf news video, so once again to the Fortnite fans, what does DG stand for? What kind of blaster are we going to be seeing modeled after a gun in Fortnite? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thanks to JSNerf99 and other nerfers for finding this, but we have patent drawings of that mysterious Rival Saturn that was leaked a while ago. Is it good? Is it bad? Let's talk about it. The Nerf Rival Edge Saturn is a 10-round capacity shotgun blaster and is apparently the longest rival blaster to exist. My original theory was right. This is a Rival Edge blaster, which means we will most likely be seeing this in a green and black color variant. Here we have a single tack rail, or I guess technically 2, separated by a loading door. It looks very similar to what we see in the Mercury and Jupiter, and most likely runs with that same tube mechanism that we've seen in those blasters. I kind of thought what defined Rival Edge were those clear plastic windows so you could see the mechanism inside, but we don't see that same system here. It doesn't look like there's any sort of viewing window. We have an elongated handle as well as a stock, and here we have a shotgun priming handle. I do have a bias for Rival, but it just seems like their team is always on point. We continuously see this kind of quality, this intricate design, which really adheres to the Rival standard. Here's the front of the blaster. Yep, it fires 1 round at a time. I'm kind of concerned about this priming handle. It's true we do have some texture here, which will help, but assuming that we're getting that strong Rival prime to it, if your hands get sweaty, it might be harder to grip this priming handle to pull it back. There's no sort of protrusion at the back, which would help with that. But the cool thing is, if this grip is bad, I'm sure someone will figure out a way to 3D print a handle to tack onto this one that'll make it better. And the second quote-unquote kind of bad thing about this blaster is it's nothing really new. We're seeing a Chronos with a 10 round capacity in a shotgun form. Rival Edge is bringing us the exact same thing but in slightly different forms. For the title of longest rival blaster, 10 rounds really doesn't make it functional. Of course it's going to be fun, but it would have been nice to see this be like 15 rounds or 20 rounds in terms of capacity, or at least have some sort of gimmick to hold some more rival rounds. You know, other than that, it looks fantastic and I can't wait for this to come out. If there's one company who seems to be on the right track, it is Dart Zone. They're coming in hot with 4 blasters, and I'm going to talk about why people are so excited about these. First of all, we have the Target exclusive Dart Zone Magnum X2 and Blitzfire X2. These are actually updated versions of the original blasters with the same names. And this was a really nice surprise, no one knew about these. The Magnum X2 is like the ultimate drum blaster. We have this removable blaster that holds a whopping 40 darts in it, and it has a top prime handle. It's hard to tell, but there's also a stock back here, and that's actually one of the revisions they made. They made it less janky and more solid. They also updated the drum mag. Unfortunately, it's not compatible with the first version of the Magnum. From what I heard, it sounds like they worked out a lot of the creases with this blaster to make it overall a better one for only 20 bucks. The Blitzfire is kind of like the Dart Zone version of the Nerf Strongarm. According to American Foam's review, the Blitzfire doesn't really see a huge improvement over its prior release, but still a small size reliable blaster that's hitting your average dart ranges. And for only $14.99 you can get 2 of them, which is an excellent deal. I reached out to Dart Zone themselves to try to get some more information. Currently these blasters are not available in Canada yet. Whether I receive a sample or I'm able to buy one myself, I'm really excited to get my hands on the Magnum X2 for you guys. I want to review this thing because it looks amazing. The official Nerf Turkey Instagram page has reposted a video from 2 years ago throwing shade at off-brand darts. So let's take a look here. Here we go, looking at everything. Boom, all in the garbage. That is a direct shot at all competitors within the dart blaster space. And most people know it right now, but ironically, a lot of the best darts out there aren't even Nerf branded darts. I recall seeing this video years ago on one of their American social media channels, so it's weird to see this reposted video 2 years later throwing shade at different companies in a different country. Another instance of Nerf literally throwing shade is the special Nerf and Knockaround sunglasses collaboration. This limited edition product features Nerf back in its nostalgic 90s days with its wacky neon colors, which surprisingly look quite good on sunglasses. They did a really good job designing the pouch and the box. Actually, looking at this right now, there's only one left in stock. They cost $30 USD, and surprisingly, I found out that it's free shipping to Canada, so I managed to get that. It's a pretty cool collaboration, and I can't wait to get my pair in the mail. Coming in August of 2020 is the Target exclusive Dart Zone Cornerfire, which they just revealed. This is a motorized 10 dart rotating drum blaster which is able to shoot around corners. This is not a gimmick you see every day, every decade in fact, because the last time that I can recall that a major company has tried to do something like this is Nerf before the 2000s. Here we can see the 10 round barrel actually comes fully out of the blaster. We also see space for 4 different sling mounts. To make it motorized is just another level of complexity, and they seem to pull it off here, which is crazy. The other crazy feature, which is totally the cherry on top, is this mirrored scope, which sees around corners. Extremely innovative and super practical for a blaster like this. However, I have one concern. How well will this blaster work? This may be around like 20 to 30 bucks only. It'll be a true test to see how well this will all work for that price. As I mentioned in the last Nerf news video, we're starting to see a surge of 2020 blasters coming out way earlier than expected. These leaks are happening globally. I'll be talking about 1 pre-order as well as 4 upcoming blasters which aren't really upcoming because they may be available in your region. From Nerf Taiwan, we have the Zombie Strike Ghoulgrinder, which is now available in Taiwan. This is one of the blasters I was excited to see, but there's a couple of things that make it a lot more disappointing than I thought. Unfortunately, it looks like my suspicions were correct. Usually Nerf is pretty good with making their blasters ambidextrous, but in this case, it just seems like a design or mechanical flaw where they were unable to do that, and that's really disappointing to see. And the second thing I noticed, the Ghoulgrinder seems to have subpar power. From a few shots through the chrono barrel, it's only reading around 60 to 66 FPS around there. I don't know if this is just a weaker blaster in Taiwan or if it's just these few shots which aren't doing so well, but it's not looking the greatest right now. In the US, we've seen an accidental leak of the Ultra 4 single-shot pistol. Walmart.com has accidentally leaked some of their inventory online and made it available to purchase, so if you have time, check out Blaster Hub's quick review of this blaster. Spotted in Melbourne, Australia is the Nerf Ultra 5 in stores at Big W. This blaster right now is on sale for 28 Australian dollars, and an interesting thing which actually confirms one of my past theories, there is going to be two versions of the Ultra 5. Australians will be getting the original version first seen in Taiwan without the extra muzzle piece and with ranges of 25 meters versus the one with the muzzle and with 36 meter ranges. We're also seeing the slightly earlier release of the Nerf Fortnite BASR-L. This is currently available to purchase on the US Amazon website. I'll link below if you're interested. As always, we have another great review from Coop reviewing this blaster, and an interesting thing he pointed out is the magwell shape. Due to its slightly slanted nature, we're seeing it not compatible with some magazines. For the full review, you can check it out down below. From Just a Jolt's Instagram page, the BASR-L is also available in the UK. I don't know if it's across the entire UK, but if you live there, maybe check out your stores and you might be able to get one. On the Argos website, we see a pre-order for the Nerf Fortnite SR blaster. This was first revealed to us at the Toy Fair, where we found that it was a 4-dart vertical barrel system with hammer action like we see in the hammer shot, as well as a removable scope. Yet again, in my opinion, another nice looking Fortnite blaster. Big props to Drac and his sources. We have yet again another leaked photo of the Elite 2.0 series. This time it is the Echo. It's really just cementing in the fact and the reality that we're not getting anything special. Elite 2.0 is not a step up from Elite, and in many ways it's a downgrade. You know, I thought the Commander's paint job looked bad, but seeing this, it looks atrocious in my eyes. I will give the team kudos though, the design of it is starting to grow on me. It has that sci-fi look to it, which I think is going to look great for people who paint this thing and modify the blaster to make it look good, but in its regular base form, it looks like it's just lacking love and care. Nothing really stands out. I'm going to stop complaining for a second and tell you exactly what this blaster provides. The Echo is the next gen Delta Trooper or Recon Mark II or Retaliator or Recon before that. We have a base blaster that is mag-fed, a new stock, and a new barrel attachment point. It also features a very similar top prime to the Delta Trooper. The blaster is coming with a new style 10-dart straight magazine. Here we have a look at the stock, which looks quite chunky and quite small. Functionality may not be there, but I'm envisioning someone taking the time to decal all these things with enamel paint, and I could see it really popping and looking nice. And here we have a look at the base blaster. Like Drax said, it does look better in its regular form without all its attachments, but personally I still prefer the look of a Retaliator. The handle here almost looks too linear, so I question how comfortable that'll be. Alright, let's talk about this barrel, and like the stock, it looks very chunky. The one cool thing about this barrel though is the amount of freaking tactical rails they put on it. You can do a bunch of silly antics with different attachments and accessories on here, so that's kind of fun. Is this going to be a terrible blaster? Probably not. But it's definitely not a must-buy blaster either. And assuming this blaster will retail for around 30 USD, I can think of a lot of other blasters for that price which are better. Trying to stay positive, so I'll throw it out to you. Is this something that interests you? Do you like the new sci-fi design, which is kind of growing on me? And are you still excited about Elite 2.0? Throw your thoughts at me. Dart Zone keeps on giving. Under the Adventure Force brand, we have the reveal of the Villainator, a submachine dart blaster. You have this 40 round drum, which is completely removable. You have what looks to be a very comfortable priming handle. And here we see also a removable stock. Now this is very interesting to see. This stock looks pretty sturdy, but there's some stronger implications here. Here we go again with another legit bread theory. Having the stock being detachable means one of two things. Number one, removing the stock can just make this more compact, and that's its practical use. Number two, this could imply that the stock may be compatible with future Dart Zone blasters. Maybe we'll see some future ones with this same attachment point. It's hard to say if we're going to see cross compatibility like that in the future, since Adventure Force is like a melting pot of a bunch of different brand blasters. There's no release date, no price, but this blaster looks amazing so far, and since you have such a high capacity and it's easy to load, you could see a bunch of people wielding these blasters at Nerf wars. The Villainator is another Dart Zone blaster which just puts a smile on my face. 5 Nerf blasters under $15 in 5 minutes. Check out my last video on the left. Buy the latest and greatest Nerf blasters, affiliate links in the description. Thanks for watching.